Hi everyone, this is Lilian here again. We are at Voices of Courage Asia. This is the female entrepreneurial spotlight. And today I am very excited. I have a very special guest with us, and I will introduce her in a while. But first of all, remember to click like, and subscribe to the channel, and share this with the other ladies out there who are looking on a journey of entrepreneurship. So today we are very excited because I have Has in the house. Hello, Has.
Hi Lillian.
Hi. Yes, and for those of you who are familiar with Has, you will know how amazing she is, how positive she is. But for those of you who are new to Has, especially in our community, now Has is the founder of Positive Focus and an empowerment coach. She is also an author and Amazon number one best-selling author, right? Teacher, trainer, speaker, and she helped clients boost their mental fitness, well-being, performance, and strengthen relationships. So Has wear many hats. I will leave the introduction to her to share a little bit more about herself. So Has, take it away. Share a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you so much, Lillian. And first and foremost, it is such an honor to be here. And really, I am just excited to be here to share what I do and a little bit of myself. And thank you for having Class Living and her business network and all. So, in a nutshell, who am I? This is something that I've asked. Who am I? What do I do? I wear so many hats, all right? But to crunch it down, I really love seeing people joyful and happy and optimistic in all that they do. And therefore, in terms of my work, in terms of business, what I do is I focus on partnering with organizations, institutions, and leaders to create thriving and supportive environments. Now, over the past 28 years, I had the fun and joy of working with babies, children, parents, teachers, and of course, as we progress in different seasons of our lives, I've been blessed to be invited to do training for leaders and also team buildings. And my first job ever, fun fact, I was a DJ. So that's me. I just love teaching, training, coaching. At the heart of it all, I'm an educator at heart.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, when we first met, we had such a long conversation. And
Yeah.
there's so much to learn from each other and from you. I think yeah, we're going to share a little bit more about why you are so passionate in what you do. So Has, what is your business all about, right? What's so, maybe what's so unique about it?
Yeah. So, You know, I don't know about you, Lillian, but doing this for 28 years, right? You ask yourself, what is so unique about you? But then I realized that what's unique about Positive Focus is that we continue to evolve with humans. When I first started at the season of my life, Positive Focus is really about um, embracing my journey as a struggling single mother.
Mhm.
And I found it fascinating that I was not a good student. I hated school. And I told myself, I will never be in this, I'm not a good student. But then later on in my life, when I was a struggling single mom, I realized that hey, there are different ways to learn. And I got so excited and I just went crazy about taking so many courses. And I found the joy of learning and addressing my need for lifelong learner and also curiosity. So positive focus is really about transformation. All
Mhm.
right. So we help individuals overcome challenges, embrace growth, and create meaningful lives. So, as a speaker coach, I offer tailored programs for teachers, leaders, and staff in school, institutions, and organizations, and those who shape the future. Now, this is my focus for this season of my life because I work with children, babies, parents, teachers, leaders, and now I want to work with people who are also impacting future generations, support and shape futures, support operations, and inspire teams. And one last thing is what is unique about Positive Focus because of my vast experience in diverse industries, from the entertainment, as a DJ, as a TV host for children, and then as a coach, as a trainer, as a speaker, and also as a consultant, right? What I do is I embrace evidence-based practices like neuroscience, positive psychology, NLP, music, movement, drama, and healing methodologies. Now, the unique combination allows us to address challenges like burnout, communication gaps, and low engagement in energizing and sustainable ways to empower individuals and teams to thrive.
Wow, wow, wow! That's a whole a lot of juice there. Yeah, and I think the word shaping the future change makers caught my attention.
Mm,
And you work a lot with like you mentioned, work a lot with children and the next generation. I think that is something that is really exciting, to 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 work with individuals and people like yourself, coaches like yourself, and others who are looking at shaping the future generation.
mm.
um, our summit, one of the panel discussion will be all about that as well. And you are the moderator. You fit for
Yes,
the most qualified for the as the moderator for this panel.
thank you. And I'm excited. It's such an honor, and I'm so excited we're doing this together for the summit.
Yes, yes, and that's happening on the 5th of April. That's the Her Courage Leader Summit. Yeah, but we're not here to talk about the summit now, but we talk about you. Yes, just now you mentioned that you're also a mother, right?
Mm,
So, what are some of the struggles and challenges that you face when starting out as an entrepreneur?
yeah.
Mm,
So remember, I said that I've never been a good student and I didn't do well in school at all, right? So I think one of the struggles of me choosing this education business, right? Training, coaching, speaking is all about educating others. I think my first struggle is that inner voice, that am I good enough? Will people actually want to listen to me? I mean, it's like I don't even have the necessary qualifications and blah blah blah. Although, even though I was like taking courses after courses after I discovered, hey, I can learn and I'm good enough, right? In a different context. But still, that voice, that nagging voice that tells me that, hey, maybe I'm not good enough. There's limiting beliefs. And those were the struggles. Number two, the other struggle as a mother, single mom, is also the time. Right, managing our time. I remember a time when I was holding two jobs. I was doing financial planning, and also I was a music educator. My heart is, of course, teaching music and movement because I basically am an energetic person, and I think my strength is really to make people feel good just by being there with different modalities, and it was really tough, managing the time, dealing with your self doubt, and of course the finances. Um,
mm,
so those were the challenges, and moving forward, the key to that I found is really about self regulation and self leadership.
mm. Yes, I mean those those concerns, right, are also driven by certain, like you mentioned, limiting beliefs and mindset. So, how did you? What are some of the practical ways that you actually use to address these mindsets?
Yeah, so of course, the for me, it's always having people who are supporting you, and that comes with mindset shift, comes with awareness through education, through coaching, through training.
Mm,
And I think it's with habits. And that's why Positive Focus, when I first started, my tagline is nurturing positive habits that last a lifetime. Because at that time, everything that I do was about how we can help teachers and parents, or preschool owners to help the children. Right. And right now, I have updated it to positive habits for life because that encompasses even adults, not just people working with children.
mm,
So mindset is everything. But you see, having a mindset is one thing, but what supports that mindset that I find a lot of people do not focus on, which I am really passionate, and I hope that with a positive focusness of the approach would help people to see a more holistic perspective. Because to have that positive mindset, you must have that positive energy set. Yeah.
Yeah. I can sense all the positiveness, right, coming from you. Yeah. I just want to, maybe zoom in into one of the aspect, like the
Mhm.
challenge, right? And that's related to the mindset that you mentioned. Because as a
Mm.
single mom, and you have to put bread on the table, and as well as to be that nurturer and caretaker for your children, for your children. How do you? What is that one habit that you cultivated that has been supporting you in achieving your goals all these years?
Yes. Okay. So first and foremost, I just want to let you know if you see cats running around, please forgive
Yes,
me.
I saw one peeping behind your cat just now. It was so cute.
Yeah, so this cat has used to freedom, so I'm allowing that. It's just like having a cat now. My son is 29 years old. Having a cat now reminds me of the days of me being a single mom, right? First, you need to be consistent. Now, same with mindset as a single mom or not single mom, because right now everybody's just so busy, right? Time is so precious. So that mindset will be consistency. And what we need to have is to have that mindset that being present is very important
Mm,
no matter what. We, as a single mom, we can be overwhelmed with finance, when to pay the bills, how to pay the bills, and not only that, how to deal with the fact that, okay, my son is growing up and he had learning challenges, and I have to learn all these things to help him. Do I send him to this, do I send him to that? But I think being present and being centered, self-regulated, and also the mindset of the fact that tomorrow is another day.
a brand new day, a brand new canvas, right?
Yes, tomorrow is another day.
Mm,
And the one thing that I recall, because in my journey I did a lot of healing courses, is that I used to tell myself, just for today,
mm,
I am calm. Just for today. I
right.
don't have to worry about tomorrow. Just for today, I am peace.
Mm,
Just for today or just for now. And the other thing is that building mindset, because it requires regularity. I remember when I was doing my hypnotherapy course as a consulting hypnotist, I started building my subconscious mind. So mindset really needs consistency and repetition. I got a lot of self-help tapes. At that time, there were no MP3s tapes, right? Listen to my Walkman and just let it loop and loop and play and change the blue ink
mm,
of my self-doubt and limiting beliefs. So yeah. So
yeah,
that was some of the things that helped me to be aware of
yeah.
how I can empower my own mindset.
Yeah, I think so. That one of the habit is to continue to invest in ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
Learn, be a, like you said, a lifelong learner, and
Mhm.
I think that is a brilliant habit. That's a very wise habit that everyone wants to, cultivate. If you are on a journey, to our audience out there, if you are on a journey or aspiring entrepreneur, thinking about venturing into this journey of entrepreneurship, having that habit to invest in yourself, being a
Yes.
lifelong learner is an essential. To me, I feel that it is an essential, an essential
Absolutely.
habit that you want to cultivate.
Absolutely, Lillian. And I think the other thing that when I did my 5 day challenge with you, sometimes as I initially I started out more as an edupreneur, right? Um, and what I realized that you highlighted in December when we did the 5 day challenge with you was that we're all at different seasons in our lives. And sometimes we take things for granted. Right. So also that includes having the habit of reflecting and having the habit of finding uplifting people at every season of your life.
Mm, yeah.
I
Yes.
think that's really important. And so thank you for being there.
Thank you for allowing me to journey with you. I think I always ask this question, like you said, every day is a brand new day and brand new canvas, and I am the architect of the designer of my life, right? So
Yes.
one question that I always ask is, how can I add value to someone today?
Mm.
So I think that is yeah, something that our audience may want to pick up, right?
Absolutely. I love that. How can I add value? And another way is how I approach it within the program when I was training teachers and we send teachers out to different schools. They ask me, oh, this objective, that objective, people are so worried about lesson planning and you got to follow the lesson. I said, you know what? The key thing is just one thing. If everybody can just go out feeling positive,
Mhm.
about themselves or about the learning or about someone they met, just that one word, feel positive. That's it.
Yeah,
That is good enough for me.
yeah, wonderful. Yes, I mean, yeah. So for those of you who knows us, right, and if you have not known her, you go to her social media link, LinkedIn, Facebook, IG. You're all there, right?
Yes, yes, I'm all there and I'm
Congratulate
updating.
her.
Yes, I'm updating them soon. New season. Yes.
Yeah, get a dose of positivity from her, right? If you need an injection, a dose of positive, right? Yeah. So what are some of the okay, let's talk about action now. Some
Mm.
practical action for our audience also, and especially for those aspiring entrepreneurs. What are some or one or two actions that you took that has been consistent? Again, we talk about consistency because this is not a walk in the park, right?
Yes.
And I mean, as entrepreneurs, we walk the journey. We understand the ups and downs, right? The different cycles of this entrepreneurial journey. um, what are and especially plus I want to add in this point, plus with technology evolving, AI and the different, previously was the shutdown, the lockdown, and then everyone was going Zoom fatigue and all that because of COVID, and now it's all about AI. How do you stay in the game? How do you stay in the game, and what actions are you taking or have you been taking, right, to achieve your goals?
Yes, Lillian, I'm glad you brought this up. To be honest with you, during the COVID, just before COVID, right, I suffered from um, my own lack of awareness in decision making in terms of business partnership, right? So I was at a low just before COVID, and during COVID, everything changed. Um, what I realize is that consistently, it's important for us to remind ourselves that we really don't know what we don't know.
Mhm.
So taking that action of learning, lifelong learning attitude, and just taking one step. Sometimes you may wonder, oh, I don't have time to do this course, that course. Just listen to a podcast a day or read a book if you read a book, or even just engage in conversations that uplift you every day. That is really important. That's one action, to do something about learning and rediscovering about yourself. That's number one. The
Mhm.
other action is, of course, every day we must remind ourselves that the body and mind is really connected, right? Sometimes we think about what we want to do, but we don't engage the body enough. So that, why do we want to do that? Because we want to ignite this well-being in ourselves. So the action is to also focus on your well-being. What's the one thing that you're doing so that your mind and body and your heart is always aligned? I think
Mm.
this is the other action that a lot of people are not doing. So they think, oh, I know, I know, I know, I know. But knowing is not enough. We must do. And before we do, we must uplift our energetic body with a physiology of excellence so that we can be aligned and congruent in what we do.
Yeah, you're so right. I mean, knowledge is just information,
Yes,
right? If we don't put that information into practice, into application, then there's nothing's going to change. Yeah, again,
absolutely.
lots of hate knowledge, but nothing's happening outwardly, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that. And yes, so being a lifelong learner, having that attitude to consistently invest in yourself, cultivate that habit, right, to learn something every day. right?
Yes.
Even when times are changing, technology are changing, it doesn't matter. As long as we have the attitude to learn, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. I just want to share one thing. I remember 2 years ago, um, you see, I started out as a DJ, right? So I was continuing with doing workshops and training. And about 2, 3 years ago, I remember in a networking group where I was very involved in, and this, hey, you have a DJ voice, you want to start hosting. I said, yeah, that was my first job. So I think the other thing is being present and go with the flow, because sometimes our actions is like we're so repetitive that we forget to look on the outside, what people see that we may not see.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Because
Yes.
in every different season of our lives, we may have different cycles where we may have sharpened certain things that we may not see. I always thought as a DJ as just, I mean, not just, I mean, it is really empowering people, raising the energy and, bringing the optimism and everything else as a host. But right now, I see it as an opportunity to engage people in a way that they are present and also appreciate the connection and deepen the meaning of the event.
Yeah.
Right. And because I listen and now I'm enjoying myself. So now I'm going to, little would I've thought that, hey, at this age, what? I'm going back to entertainment, but now with a new eye,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
edutaining and speaking with impact.
Yeah. And that brings me to, want to highlight, about core values, because as we
Mm,
journey, like you said, along the way, we sharpen our saw, right? We sharpen our skills, and we also develop certain character,
mm.
right? We build up certain values and enhance the different values, right? We exhibit and demonstrated certain values in our lives, consciously or unconsciously, right? So, what are some of the set of do you have a set of core values that you are very aware that you have been, you know, um, demonstrating and living out? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So I see it as being a creator of your life.
Mhm,
All right. So it's something that people can remember. C is for being creative. I
mhm,
think being creative in all that you do is important. And creativity is subjective. And that's what makes you, because when you connect with your own creativity, because creativity is a huge word, isn't it? When you connect with your own creativity, you are actually giving yourself the empathy, right? Empathy to self respect. Because I found that a lot of people focus on empathy for others, but what about yourself?
mhm,
And when you have empathy in yourself, you allow yourself to flow in a way that is meaningful for you. And creativity is about flow. For me, creativity means including expressive communication, music, drama. For others, it may be something else, right? And then having that empathy for yourself allows you to be authentic. So authenticity is very important.
mm. All right.
Okay. And the next one is tenacious. We must be tenacious, right? Tenacious in all that we do. Now, tenacious is again subjective in different seasons of our lives. Maybe when we're in the 30s, starting out, whoa, we're tenacious, we go all the way. But maybe there comes a time after 5 years and then you're feeling stuck. Tenacity could also mean being tenacious to just stop and be tenacious enough to remind yourself, hey, I need self-care, I need to reflect, I need to review, I need to reload, I need to re-empower. So
Mm,
tenacity comes in different forms, right? And of course the big thing is optimism. Always be optimistic, right, in all that we do. During COVID, I remember a time when I was with this business network. I was a founding president, and it was an all-woman chapter, and like, we started the chapter during COVID. And it was like, oh, it's like how bad things were and how difficult it is. I said, hey, let's get optimistic, let's come together and write a book. And
mm,
it's not about ourselves, let's give back, you know
mm,
and we did that, and it felt so good. And it was also beneficial for all of us, because then we work together, we grew stronger as a team, and we get to spread our messages.
Right.
Okay, so that is CR. Oh, sorry, R is for resilience. I miss resilience, isn't it? C is R, resilience. Yes. All right. So we must have the resilience, right? And resilience, of course, the mindset. All right.
Mm,
Resilient to just continue, and then the empathy, and then being authentic, and then tenacious and optimism,
mm.
right? Optimism. And of course,
Yeah.
the last one is realistic. I think this is very important. While we dream, we visualize, we have all these things, but we also want to be realistic about our environment. And
Mm,
that is my learning as well, because as a very positive person, I needed to learn the art of containing myself and being a bit more realistic, and connect
mm,
with that part of us. We all have that realist in us.
mm.
We all have the dreamer, the critic, and the realist, right? So connect a bit more with the realist of us, but don't forget to dream and also to be that critic with the Disney model, because that will help us to be more data driven and more aware of what are our weaknesses and others' weaknesses, and where we're going and how we're going to get there. That is going to help us to be more sustainable in our efforts.
Right. Beautiful. Right. You have the set of a creator, uh, set of core values and framework, blueprint. Yes, I listed it out for you. And did I get it right? Creative, resilience, empathy, authentic, tenacity, optimistic, and realistic.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing your creator framework, right? And that helps. That's easy, and easy to remember and to help us to work towards in this direction, right?
Thank you, and thanks to you. I came to this because I mean I have a lot, because like I haven't really reflected, because I was so busy. The past 2 years I was busy, busy, busy doing so many things. And right now it's like just taking that step. I say yeah. So in this season of my life, so this is something that I realized I have always been doing, but right now it's in more focused approach to it, to all that I do.
Yeah. Now, this channel, I will always end it with about courage and leadership. So we want to hear from you. What does courage and leadership means to you?
Mm. You know, there are many kinds of courage, all right? And I believe that it is important for us to look into different parts of our lives, and which aspects of courage do we need to look into, right? The courage to take action, the courage, the social courage that we might need, because sometimes when we compare ourselves, when we think about what others might say, that is a part of us that we need to think about. The social courage to just stand for who you are. And that's why being the creator of your own life is important. And most important thing, leadership is really about self leadership first, to me,
Yes.
because I've worked with various leaders, all kinds of leaders, and having the title of a leader may not necessarily give you um, the sustainable ability to continuously lead. Because as a leader, we need to take charge and reflect on where we are. So, leading ourselves first to be the creator of our journey of where we want to go, and therefore being, doing, and having. That's leadership for me. So it's really about, in a nutshell,
Thank you. Thank you
leadership.
so much for sharing your thoughts and your experience. Right, there's so many nuggets of gold here, nuggets of wisdom that our audience can take away. And I love what you said, about self leadership. Yeah, and in our community, we advocate so much about that. Right, leadership starts with the self. If you can't even lead yourself, what
Yeah,
leadership are you talking about, right? And I love what
absolutely.
John Maxwell said, and I shared this before, that a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and show the way. Yeah. So
Yes.
yes, thanks for being part of this community and sharing your wealth of knowledge and experiences. And those of you who wants to connect with Has, you can also check out her website positivefocus.com.sg, right? Positivefocus.com.sg. And how about the social media? Which social media would the ladies be able to connect with you? LinkedIn or
Yeah, you can go to LinkedIn and look for Haziar, or you can also go to my Instagram at Positive Focus SG.
okay? So this I will share your your social media handles in the description. But here's first of all is the LinkedIn has positive focus, right? Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, Has, once again for taking your time, in between your appointments, right, to do this recording with us. So do check out the post. We will share this on our Voices of Courage Asia channel. So do subscribe the channel, like and share it with your friends. We are always looking out for more entrepreneurs to come on board to share their experiences and knowledge. So we'll see you at the next episode of Voices of Courage Asia. Thank you, Has. Thank you once again.
Thank
Bye.
you, Lilian, and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.